Hey, what is up, guys? Darnell here, Cinema Critics, and today we're going to be doing a live stream of the review of The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 4, Some Guy. So first we're going to, we're going to do a quick overview of my review of the episode. Then I'm going to break it down. We're going to go through the episode, break it down for you guys. And then we're going to, then we'll go over the next episode premiere trailer. And then we're going to take questions and all that stuff and just talk about, anything we want about the episode. All right. So, overall thoughts. I thought it was a okay episode. I see where it was just one main focus to get this episode done. It was the fact of dealing with Ezekiel and how he's gonna pretty much falling from the throne, if you want to say it. I think it dragged on certain areas. Like just certain scenes just took long. It like dragged out. But overall, I mean, all these, like I said before, all these episodes are so action packed, which is great. I think that's one thing they wanted to keep it for this season, because everything was drawn out and so slow. All these other past seasons, so they wanted definitely action it up, a lot of action throughout the episode. And this one, definitely didn't shy from the action. But overall it was good. Slow down in certain parts. Not really slow down, but just dragged on from this guy, which now I figured out what the episode is called. And before the episode started, I'm like, some guy. What is that all about? And now, let me turn that down. And now I know what some guy is, from some just random guy that popped up, and pretty much set that whole thing in motion. Just one random guy who was pretty much stuck in the 70s, So yeah, so like I said, okay episode. What they needed to get through the episode, they did, and it worked. We'll talk about that during the episode. But guys, for on the catching this on the replay, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more The Walking Dead reviews. We're going to be doing a review every Sunday, and for every episode of The Walking Dead, we'll be doing a review for it. 10:10 Eastern, so right after the show airs, I'll be here talking about it with you guys. We're gonna review it, talk about it, and give our thoughts on it. All right, so let's start it. So this is episode 4. All right, so this whole episode is really about the king, and his how he felt, like even the episode before, they're souping him up, no one's gonna die. They kept on saying it, no one's gonna die. We're gonna win this fight without a single person dying. And right at the end of the episode, they had that 50 cal machine gun and just taken everyone out, and everyone jumped in front of the king Ezekiel to protect him. And that's another thing, they all see him as royalty, and they gave their lives for him. So remember that. All right, so the episode opens up. They're showing King Ezekiel in the kingdom. He's getting ready for battle. They're getting ready to go out and knock out these outposts. And so he's getting ready. he's talking to all the people. He's rallying them. He gives great speeches, and you know, he is actual, and I think he was an actor or something like that, or he played something like that. He was an actor. So so he's giving a great speech to rally his men to go on this battle. So they pretty much, it was a great transition shot. They all get together and huddle, and then they transition to all of them on top of him, which is a really cool shot. And the king is buried under all these bodies, you know, from this 50 cal, it was a great shot. So he's buried under all these bodies, and then he gets out and he's shot in the leg. Either his leg is broken or shot. I believe he was shot in the leg. So, you know, he's like checking around, looking around. He sees all these dead bodies. All his people from the kingdom are all dead. So, and then, you know, eventually, you know what's going to happen. They're all going to start turning. So they're all turning, you know. So he's starting to crawl away because he can't walk. He's either shot or broke his leg. Most likely he was shot in the leg. So, you know, he's crawling, trying to get away from some of the people who are turning. And then it opens up. The episode starts. The opening credits rolls in. So I was like, okay, we know what we're getting into. You know, this episode's, you know, it's all about King Ezekiel. All right, so they go back to the King Ezekiel, and he's fighting to get away from, you know, the people who are turning on him. So he's crawling and, you know, fighting to try to get away from all these people. And some random guy, which they didn't even show, I don't know where he came from, but one of his random men who survived, he grabs him up and saves him. So he gets saved by this guy, picks him up, and they start walking away from these zombies. Then they cut to the saviors, and they're showing what took all these people out, and it was the 50 cal machine gun, and it was two of them. So I was wondering, I'm like, even 150 cal, the way everyone was shot at the same time, it had to be more than one. So definitely 250, because, you know, it's funny, I was like, there's no way just someone in that, you know, with a machine gun can take all these people out. But no, it was a 50 cal. Definitely a 50 cal machine gun on a tripod or a bipod will definitely take that whole group out. So saviors are packing up the 50 cal, and you guys got to remember, Carol, she sneaked away. Well, not really sneak away, but she was checking out the area right when right before the firing started. So she sees them packing the 50 cal. So they're coming out with the 50 cal, and she hides, right? So all of a sudden, these guys, boom, boom, they all get shot up. And then you see her come out of the ceiling. She was in the ceiling, and she took them all out. And I was saying to myself, like, that's the best time to get them, when they're all carrying these 50 cals and they're busy, you know? So So she takes those guys out, and then more guys come and start shooting at her, and she runs away. Like 4 or 5 guys. So she runs away. And then so they go back to the king and this random guy, and he's holding him, walking him, and then he gets shot. The random guy gets shot right in the chest, and he falls and dies. And then some random guy, name of the episode, some guy, comes up to the king, is like, shows him his gun, and is like, hey, let's go, I got you. You know, he's one of the saviors. And this dude, he's one of the saviors, but he doesn't look like he's one of the saviors. All the saviors mostly look like bikers and stuff like that. This guy looked like straight out of the 70s. He had this old glasses on, He looked like 70s guy. That's what I wrote in my notes. 70s guy. So the guy takes him as a hostage. So they go back to Carol, and then Carol's still sneaking up on these guys. They're bringing the 50 cal to the Jeep. So Carol sees that. So they go back to the king, and the guy, the 70s guy, I'm gonna call him, he's really getting on the king, saying, hey, I know you're a fake. I know you're lying to your people. You're not really a king. I heard your story. I don't know when they heard it, but he said, I heard when you told somebody. So I guess when you told Carol, he was like, I know you're a fake, and he's constantly getting at him, and it plays some, it plays a king. King was really happy about them winning and all his people surviving, and now all his people is dead, and he feels like it's his fault. He led them under, he's under his lie that he's not a real king, or he's not, that he's just some random guy, and he got all his men killed. So goes back to Carol, and Carol goes in to ambush these guys, and she misses 2 other guys behind this truck. Seems like they're waiting for her, and they start shooting at her. So she's hiding behind this truck, and while they're shooting at her in this truck, you gotta understand that these the sparks and stuff hitting this truck looked so fake. It looked really fake. I'm thinking maybe they could have just took a real gun and just shot up the truck, and then masked the truck into where she's at. It looked a lot better than these fake. It looks like you could fix that up in After Effects. I don't understand. I guess all the budget is going to Shiva, because I don't know. It seems like the past couple episodes, some of the CG has been really bad. Like, Walking Dead is not going to have good... They have good practical effects with The Walking Dead, but their CG work is just bad. And, they need to work on that. So she's stuck behind this truck. So King is with this guy, and he can hear Carol shooting in this gun battle. So he tries to escape. He grabs at his sword, which the guy took from him, and he slices the guy, but then 70s guy hit King Ezekiel on the head and knocks him down. And then this guy was really crazy, and I'm like, this guy's crazy. Like, this one guy set this whole thing off, and he takes blood from his stomach and does like this, almost like a Native American, war paint on his face. So he knocks him down, and they're still running away because a big group of zombies are coming after him, which is his men are after him, and they're both trying to get away. And he wants to take King Ezekiel back to Negan so they can tie him up, and show him, show him to display his dead body to display, and to let everyone know, hey, this is what happens when you don't play ball. So he knocks King down, takes his coat and puts it on the fence, on the barbed wire fence, so he can get away and just leave him there. But at first he's like, you know what? I'm gonna kill you first. I'm gonna take your head. I can just take your head and be a lot easier instead of carrying you the whole time. So right when he's about to stab him, Jerry comes and takes his giant battle axe and slices him down, like completely, like, and then he opens up, and then you can see King Ezekiel there. It was awesome, like awesome anime, like slash in half. And you gotta be pretty strong to slice someone open like that. What a battle axe! Like, it's probably not the sharpest thing in the world, and he just wham and just opened him up. And he hit him a couple times, and then he gave out this battle cry, loud battle cry. It was awesome. That was probably the best scene in the freaking Walking Dead since since a lot of seasons back. It was awesome. So so it goes back to Carol. She's stuck in this predicament. What can she do? So she looks around and she sees this the gate, the button to open the gate. So she tells him, hey, I surrender. I'll tell you where my group is. Just please don't kill me. She throws her gun so they can see it. She's like, I'll tell you where they are. There's more people waiting for you guys. I'll tell you where they are. So she puts her hands up. One of the guys comes to her and is like, hey, tell me where they are. And so she pulls out her knife, grabs this guy. Like, she's like beastly with the skills. Grabs this guy and is like, okay, I got you hostage. Drop your weapons. And these guys are like, nope. And so they shoot at this guy. They don't care. We'll take both of you guys down. So he shoots at him, kills the guy. She ducks down, hits the button, opens up this door, which is the back gate, and is starting to let these zombies out. So they start shooting at her, and for some reason they don't hear zombies. Like, I don't know about this show, but these zombies who growl and all this, they know how to sneak up on people. So they're shooting her, and one of them sneaks up and bites the guy shooting at Carol. So it's very hectic, trouble on both sides. So they go back to King and Jerry. So Jerry grabbing King, they're trying to get away, and they're taking zombies out as they can. But they go up to this fence and they're stuck. So while Carol is shooting at these guys, she decides, like, hey, you got zombies on your side. You're not going to last long. Give up now, and we can get out of here. We both survive. You guys leave. I'll take the guns. And these guys like, nope. We'll wait it out. And then Carol, she sees Jerry and the King. They're in trouble. So she's thinking, do I take out these guys, or do I save the King and Jerry? So then they go back. They go back a couple times. So they go back to Carol and King talking about, this is before, I guess before they left, and they're getting ready to leave. So they go back to Carol and King talking about how he was, how he was before the infection, and how, how he became, how he was working at a zoo, and how he saved Shiva and all this. So once you heard that, how he was going to save Shiva, pretty much set it up for what was going to happen later. And how he wants to be a leader, and he wanted to be a hero. And he asked Carol, was she always like this, or did she decide to become stronger because of what's going on? And she said, I was weak and I became stronger as well. And Carol, you guys remember first season, Carol was a battered wife. Like, out of all the people who grew, she pretty much grew like the most. Battered wife to a badass killer. She'll take out people. Now, to the point where she's like kind of drawn back by that, but she can do it if she has to. And she take out zombies all day. Think about all the time she saved the group. So sorry guys. So they, so they go back, and she goes and helps King and Jerry. Obviously, she was going to do it, and it shows the guys in the truck getting away. So so they're talking like, hey, did you get the guns? King told Carol. She's like, no, but it's all right, don't worry about it. And then but then she hears a motorcycle, and she knows who it is. So you see the guys in the truck getting away, and then you see Daryl and Rick going after these guys. They finally catch up to them, and they came at the right time to catch and see these guys with the driving away. So they're driving, catching up to it, and the guy in the Jeep sees them catching up, and then all of a sudden that back of the Jeep pops open, and there's the guy with the 50 cal. He starts shooting. Boom, 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 boom. Daryl shoots back, but he crashes the motorcycle because he's getting shot at. So he crashes. Then they show Rick catching up and trying to swerve out the way and get close as he can, but he gets his truck shot up a little bit, which I'm like, they're pretty close. You had a 50 cal shooting a Jeep, you would melt that thing. But he was shooting at it, and he actually gets shot a little bit, but then he gets a little bit closer. He moves out the way, and then Daryl is right there holding a gun and takes out the shooter. So take out the shooter, and Rick pulls up next to the Jeep and does some craziness and jumps out of the Jeep into the other Jeep. Okay, he did that, and he stabs this guy driving the Jeep and throws him out. He jumps back. He jumps into the driver's seat, and he couldn't control it, and he crashes the Jeep with the 50 cal. But he survived it. It looks like he jumped out in time while it went into a ditch, and now they have their guns. So they go back to the King, Carol, and Jerry trying to get away from these zombies, and they're having a hard time carrying the King and getting away. They're pretty much 10 feet away from these zombie horde, and they're trying to get away from them. So they're going through the woods, and King is like, just leave me. Just leave me. Let me go. You guys can get away. And And then they go into like this little storm drain ditch, like where there's a like a runoff pipe and water, a little bit of water, and it looks like it's radioactive because these zombies are very funky looking, and they're just really like look like dried out in the face, and they're like they look really cool, and you can just tell like there's something wrong about this. These radioactive zombies crawling around, and King is saying again, hey, just let me, because this is ridiculous. There's no way I'm going to get out of this. You know, going down this big, you know, this drain and, you know, getting away. And there's multiple zombies inside in this ditch. So Jerry's like, no, you're my king. I'm not going to leave you. And Jerry's like, I'm not your king. You know, I'm not a king. I'm just a guy. And like, you know, it seems like it finally like hit him really hard, and he's like, I'm not your king. And you know, he tells him, leave, you don't go, I'm just a regular guy, I'm not your king. And then Jerry's like, I can't leave you. And then King takes his sword from Jerry and just starts taking out zombies, and is like, I got it, don't worry, I'm protecting you guys, go, get out of here. And out of nowhere, Shiva comes, boom, jumps out. And we're like, where is her? You know, but she finally comes in. She took out a zombie, and she's holding him off a little bit. But then the group gets a little bit too big for her, and they're getting closer and closer to her. And we're like, oh man, we know what's going to happen. And then they get closer and closer, and then they start taking out Shiva. Start taking her out, and you know, it's a matter of time. I guess she died in the comics as well, which I don't know. I think I should start reading the comics. I think I will. But they start eating her, and all the zombies go to her so they can get away. Which is, I mean, he's, you know, the tigers sacrifice, you know, themselves to get King away because the king saved her. And Shiva, you know, helped him out. So I think it was a really good shot towards the end, which there's a really good shot where the door's opening up, and, you know, all the people there at the kingdom are expecting to see all the troops back, and they're happy they won the battle, and it's just the three of them, and they're not saying a word. They just walk in. And I thought that was a really great shot, and it really told, you know, what they went through and how they feel. And so they're all walking away, and then they show the king. He walks up, and all the, you know, the residents of the kingdom, they walk up to him, and they're ready to hear his words of wisdom and his speeches and all that stuff. Little boy walks up to him. He looks at the little boy, and then he just walks away. And that really tells you where his mindset is. That he was the king, and he just killed everyone. And, you know, he wasn't even a real king. This was all a lie, and his lie got everyone killed. And you know, like is like crazy, because he was so pumped up to having no one dies, we're gonna do this, you know. He was pumping everyone up, you know. They were going to retreat because they knew they were coming, and he got everyone killed. You know, this fake king got everyone killed, and it hurt him for it. So I wonder, is he going to just tell everyone, hey, I'm your equal, don't see me as a king, I'm just some random guy? I wonder if he's going to say that. You know, he lost all his men, even lost the tiger Shiva, you know. So he's in a bad place. You know, it's him and Morgan are bad places. I mean, Morgan always been in a bad place, but he's there with Morgan. But Morgan's been back and forth. I really love what they've been doing, Morgan. It looks like now King is gonna go through it as well. Hopefully they do it right with him as well. So that is the episode. They end off on him walking away from the big, from the group of residents. And I think that really, really did a good job with that. I think overall, episode was okay. It was okay on the most part. It dragged with the whole guy, the whole 70s guy, holding, all that stuff. I liked it, but it went too long. Like something like that on another episode would have went really fast, and it seemed like they dragged that out. The whole point from him getting captured by that guy to him being at the fence with Jerry, that seemed like it was all drawn out. But it played a good part on King Ezekiel. Now, I hope they do it right, because they're showing now that he's a regular guy. He's always been playing the part, being this big king, and he's looked like a character. So hopefully now that he's going to show everyone else that he's a person. So hopefully that will show the viewers that he can be a even likable character now, even more than when he was just the cartoon character, the king. So that's the episode. So the next episode, the premiere trailer for the next episode, episode 5. They finally go back to Negan and Father Gabriel, which you can see right there. Before that. So they finally show them back together. They finally show them together. Seems like Negan overpowered Father Gabriel, maybe even took his gun. And they're talking. They can't do much. They're surrounded by these zombies. So they're gonna be doing a lot of talking and stuff like that, which he does such a great job as Negan. Then they show the saviors. Saviors, and they're finding out, hey, for this to happen, there has to be a mole. Someone is giving them information, and it looks like they're trying to figure out who it was, and it looks like they even might know that it was, forgot his name. So I think it starts with a D. Dwayne. So, it seems like it might be Dwayne that gave him the info, and it kind of looks like that was the case. And then it shows looks like they're having a little sibling rivalry inside the Saviors. They're showing like two sides of this, groups look like they might be battling out or something. And then it shows Daryl and Rick with the 50 cals. It looks like they're going to be setting them up on someone. So that'll be great if you see both of them behind a 50 cal shooting up the place. That'll be awesome. So that was the episode. Thought it was okay. It seems like they're slowing down. It's like we're finally starting to slow it down, and not one big war now. It's gonna be little battles here and there. They're definitely slowing it down. Looks like the next episode, it might be a little bit action, maybe from Rick and Daryl, but it'll be mostly them trying to figure out who the mole is. Looks like Dwayne might be trying to tell these guys, hey, we gotta act now. But here's the weird thing. Where are they? Because they went inside. Are they still where they were when Rick was shooting at them? If that's the case, why didn't they rush in and try to kill them? It's very weird. I think their plan is weird. You don't go after the main guy and then stop going after him to take out the smaller areas. Maybe you should go after the smaller areas first, then go after the main guy. I don't know. But that pretty much show you how big Negan's army is, because they made it seem like all Negan's men was with him at the time that Rick started shooting at him. But now it seems like there's even more, because they're showing them all at these outposts. And I wish we had like a clear number or of how many men he has, because he has a ridiculous amount. Even the old 70s guy. So they got, you know, bikers and stuff, and then they got 70s guys. Some guy, you know. But so anyone in the chat want to ask any questions? Here's now time. How'd you guys think of the episode? If you're watching this on replay, please leave in the comments what you thought of the episode. How'd you feel about King Ezekiel? How'd you feel about Shiva dying? Did you know about it? Did you read the comics? How's it different from how she died in the show and the comics? So leave all that stuff in the comments below if you're watching a replay. But it seems like I don't have any questions at the time, so I think I'm gonna call it there. Good episode. I think the season so far has been really good. Nice in action. I think that's what everyone wants, but they want to keep it suspenseful. And this episode was very suspenseful. So, you know, a lot of saves at the last minute. You're gonna get those, but then, you know, a lot of just unpredictability about, you know, Shiva dying and stuff like that. But good episode. Okay, I guess. Okay to good episode. Negan's back, so expect a better episode. I think most episodes he's in it are always really good, because it's just a great character. Awesome character. So can't wait for next episode. So guys, please like and please subscribe to Cinema Critics. We're going to be doing TV show reviews. We're going to be here for Sundays for Walking Dead. We're going to have movie reviews. We'll be doing the next big movie. We'll do regular, you know, smaller movies, but the next big movie will be Justice League will be out on Thursday. We're going to be doing movie commentaries. So tomorrow will be our first movie commentary, which will be up, which is the Ginger Dead Man. So please like that video when you see it. You can either just watch the highlights, or that we'll have a full audio track for you can listen to while you're watching the actual movie. So that's really cool. So yes, guys, Cinema Critics, we're going to be here to stay. We're going to be even giving you more and more content as we go along. I think I'm even thinking about doing weekly news. Maybe every Monday we're going to have some weekly news for you guys. So stay tuned for that as well. So thanks guys for watching. If you already subscribed, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, please subscribe. And we're going to be here to stay. Cinema Critics all the way. I had to rhyme there a little bit. But thanks guys for watching, and we'll catch you next Sunday for The Walking Dead review. And stay tuned for tomorrow for our commentary. Please watch that. It's a lot of fun. I had a great time watching that movie. So thank you guys. Thank you. Peace out.